Hello everybody, and welcome back to some Ragnamod 6. How you guys doing today? I hope you are doing well. I am. So, it's not going to seem like it for you all, but it's been about a week since I recorded anything. I was on vacation. A couple weeks ago, recorded a bunch of stuff. That's what you all been watching the last couple weeks. But I have been playing. I've been doing a lot of stuff off camera that I don't like to do on camera because most of it's trial and error process of trying to get stuff work. It's better for me to just sit and do it and then show you all. And I've got a lot of stuff to show. First things first, this guy right here. It's going to be hard to see because we have fence up. I got our string cheese automated. I went, got some more rats, and got it up. These guys have the rat upgrade platter, which makes it to where they'll grab a stack at a time. We've got speed upgrades. We've got chef upgrades. They are set to pull items out of this chest. They smelt them. They drop them. This picks them up. And they go in here into our system. So we finally got our string cheese automated. I've got a rancher milking. I don't know why the bucket's still in there. The bucket doesn't do us any good. I tried several different ways. This right here took forever to figure out. I've never messed with the rats before. I was trying to do it with the cages, and the cages automating them wasn't working out real well, but just doing that. And the reason why the fence is around here is because I went and set this up, left, come back, and my rats were way over here, and I had a lot of cheese string everywhere. So I've got them blocked in now, but it's making milk. We have this guy right here. It's a curdling station from rats that is changing the milk. It doesn't show that it's in here, but it's actually in there. Making cheese. Got this guy breaking down the block of cheese to make the 4 pieces of cheese. The cheese is going into here. This thing has a ton of cheese in it. And they're just slowly, well, not slowly making string. They are making a ton of string. We're up to 102,000 string cheese. Our whole process right now of some of this stuff is trying to get to making our infinite storage. I have changed out a few plants. We've got, of course, the sulfur going. We've got the gobber seed going. We've got silicon. We've got cactus, we've got sugar cane, and with these guys, if you use compressed sand, the higher the compressed, the more stuff you get from it out of these things, which I thought was pretty cool. We got iron, and then we've got quartz and rich iron. All that is being set up for getting the stuff that we need for our infinite storage, which we're getting there. If we look at crafting one of these, our numbers are looking a lot better. I have, of course, these guys are going, this guy's going, this guy's going. Glass. We had glass being automated with this guy here, and it's not producing fast enough. So instead of, this thing is actually not producing at all now. It is full. So instead of using more of those guys, I went with making the sandy bee. We're getting sand a lot quicker that way, and I've got this is actually all set up. We had a bunch of ores in our system. Matter of fact, we still have a bunch of the mineable ores in here that I haven't messed with, but all the stuff that can be smelted is running through these guys, including the sand, which is making the glass. So there is that. And then we come over here, and our Botania stuff from outside is all been moved over here. We have everything mostly automated. This guy is set to make living rock and living wood. The block placers place the block. They changed. The destructors are set with a blacklist for the depth rock. I need to do living wood. I didn't do living wood. And we'll break them, and we can get living wood from it. This, not that hard to do. And then we have this guy set up. This is to make the mana string. This is the one where doing this part of it, not bad to do. Got the pattern set in here, the patterns put it in here, the open crate just drops it in there, all is good. But the problem was trying to find a way to pick them up without picking up what was being dropped. And if we go down here, this is what we've done. I have floating hopper hawks, and they are all have a item frame, and the only thing that can be picked up is what's in those item frames. This one doesn't have anything. That's if we need to add anything else. So we've got one for dielectric paste. We've got the mana powder, the mana string, mana diamonds, and I don't even know what that, mana pearl. So that's how we're doing it. It drops them. It will only suck up those items, and all was great. It took me forever to get that figured out, because I've never really used hopper hawks before, but that works. And it was the only way we had of being able to filter just picking, with a vacuum hopper that I know of. And then, of course, the same thing here. We've got this guy set up, the Spencer set with a timer, or actually that's a clock, not a timer. And just to make these two guys, because that's the only ones we have to worry about making. Same thing, hopper hawks up here, and it'll pick up those items. All that stuff is now automated. We have these guys. I made these. They're the Wither Aconites. They use nether stars to generate mana. And in order to use those, we have to have this mana collector with a spark. And it has a recessive augment in it. Yeah. And with that, it will disperse out to all of them. I have these set with... Those don't have anything in them. They're just there. And then all of these are set. They don't have any augments in them. They're just set to collect. It's mana batteries, all it is. This one is set up with the... Which one is it? Dominant Spark. We have that one set up. That's our main one. We want to keep it full. These have dominant sparks in them because I want to keep those full. And basically, unless we craft a bajillion things, we always have a little bit of mana. The one thing that I did screw up in this is we still got to go through Botania, our mythic botany stuff, and we're going to need some room for that. Because we do need to be close enough to some mana to do it. And we need room to do all of this. So we'll probably just peel off a room here that's close enough to these guys so we can do this. So there's that. And the other thing, well, there's two other things really. A couple of things. I have upgraded these guys. We are all the way through environmental tech. We are now generating, it's 9 million RF, a little bit over 9 million RF a tick. It's not going to do anything now because it's nighttime. And then in the end, we have the final tier of the Void Ore Miner, collecting crystals and stuff like that, because we still need quite a few of those. Alright, so, no, there's still a couple of things, I guess. One, I have added more to this. This will now hold 24 trillion FE, and with us putting in 9 million, it's still not even coming close to it. So there is that. This guy, I don't understand this. I come in here sometimes and this is right, and then I come in here sometimes and this is wrong. It has no texture. And then I have also started our next area, our basement. Nothing down here, just with that. I've got a room set up. This is going to be a room we're going to be messing with here pretty soon. More or less just kind of want to get this started. And then this is kind of what we're going to be doing for our bees. We've got to do the ultimate combs. So I'm going to line this area up right here with all of the... We got tier 4 apiaries. We can make tier 4 apiaries until we are blue in the face now. Well, maybe not to that many, but we can still make... Really? I could make 10 the other night. I can still make 5 of them. Which 5 is the total that we need to get all the combs that we need in order to do what we need to do. So that, which we don't really need the tier 4 apiaries, we could do it with tier 3s, but why not? So these are going to be our little cells. I got to put the blocks in here for which bees we're using, and we'll just have all of them lined up through here. So there's that. And now on to what we're going to work on today. When we left off last episode, we were working on getting our mechanism stuff still going. This guy is now filled up. Our pipes are all, well, no, that's still making the uranium hexafluoride. Everything looks like it's still going, so it's still, everything's backed up and doing what it needs to do, so we're still making, everything's full. So we've got that. And then if we come up here to where we were doing our HDPE, I did notice our HDPE, let's see here, uses, we do actually have a HDPE singularity, so I kept setting this thing to where it was going and going and going. I eventually had to come back here and add a tank null to this because I filled up the tank that we had sitting here. I made the bigger tank and set it up, and it was still causing a backup. We're not making anything. Why are we not? Are we out of? We are. We have run through 18,000 of those. Now I got to find something else to run through there. We'll worry about that later. We've got plenty of HDPE now. Matter of fact, we've got 46,000. We probably don't need any more. All right, so our bit of business for today. If we go in, before we do start getting into that, we got quests that I need to complete. One, I made Gaia mana spreaders. That's what we're using now for, to move our mana. And in order to do that, we had our Elven mana spreaders. So that takes care of that. Miscellaneous, we have the tank null stuff. I've finished all of those. That's what we're using to store the ethanol, or ethylene, not ethanol. So there we go. There's all those complete. We've got a click machine. I was trying to use that on the rats. Didn't work. All right, what else do we have here? Refined storage. We did make 2 more tiers because I can't go AFK anymore in here without running out of space in our system, which we now have. I don't know why I did that. We now are up to, I think it's this one, the 65. Which one's the last one on here? Yeah, the 65. So we should have plenty of space now. Keep hitting the wrong button. 93 million. So we've got the space. The one thing I hate about this, and it's one of the things that I used to love about Applied Energistics, is you could break these guys down and get the inserts back to craft the next tier, and you can't do that. So we have to keep crafting every tier of it. So yeah, there's that. We've got Rats quest that we completed. The one for the curdling station, speed upgrades, the platter upgrades. That's all of that, and I think we are finally caught up. All right, so now today's bit of business is we're going to be working towards getting our antimatter again. We've got to set up this guy right here, Fission Reactor. No rewards. Fission Reactor is a multi-block structure, yeah, but does not produce power on its own. It must be a cuboid, minimum inside a 3x4x3, up to 18x18x18. I don't know exactly how big we're going to build this. We'll probably do a 7x5x7, I think. But I need to get all these recipes set up. We need to get the solar neutron activator stuff going. I've already got that over there. So let's look at this stuff. Reactor casing is just lead and steel casing. This guy Those aren't that bad. The fission fuel rod, our fuel assemblies, those aren't bad. And then some reactor glass so we can see inside of it. This guy right here, those aren't bad. Lead, enriched iron. We'll have to make a recipe for that. We don't have that set up. So all of it's not that big a deal. Let's get all this stuff made and then I'll be back. Alright, so if all goes well, we should be able to place this last block and it should form. Oh, it did. Beautiful. Alright, so we've got this guy set up. As you can see, it's ready to go. We just need to set up our reactor ports, which is this guy here. That didn't work. I've got to... Aha! That's the output waste. That is the output coolant. Input only. Alright, so we want that to input. That's going to be where we put this guy right here. I've done some looking. It was mentioned about putting solar panels here because it's always daytime. I had heard that it didn't work. I made a this guy may actually be full of power, so it may not. Yeah, it's full of power. But it does recognize it as being daytime in here all the time. So that's one of the reasons why we are doing this here, because we need these solar neutron activators. I have got another one of these connected back in our compact machine for our fissile fuel, which that's going to be input into there. We've got another input that we're going to have here. This is going to be for a sink, which I don't have. This guy, that guy. So we want this here, and we're going to need to give this as much water as humanly possible. The more water we can give it, the faster we're going to be able to generate waste. So fluids, there we go. That's, I had some on me. So we want there. And then we'll set all these up. And as you can see, it's filling up with water. Beautiful. That's what we need it to do. Awesome. Alright, so we want this guy set up. Where'd my configurator go? To output coolant. That's going to make steam. We are going to take the steam and just run it into a trash can. I believe the steam is considered a fluid. So let us make a trash can for fluids. Ultimate, it doesn't matter. Fluid trash can. That should get rid of our steam. Beautiful. We don't necessarily need to do that, but we're going to do it. And on this side, this one's going to be set to output waste. And our waste will be what goes into our solar neutron activators. And we need gases. Set that up, that. And then both of these should be backside input and backside input. And we want to auto eject on, auto eject on. Alright, so that will come from there. That will get us the polonium that we need. And from there, let's see here, the polonium, we need to run into a pressurized reactor chamber with water. So we need to make another one of those. And fluorite dust, which we need. Oh, no. Well, we need to do this some. And the spent nuclear waste, we can just trash. That's what I've got to figure out, what we can do with that. Alright, so if I'd done my homework right, which I never did it in high school, so there's no optimism for that now. We should be set up. Let's go over a few things. Alright, so we've got this guy set up. This is our reactor. It's going to take water and the fissile fuel and make, not that, it's going to make our nuclear waste. That's what it's going to give us. Now, I've got this set up for the nuclear waste to come out here. Part of it's going to go into the solar neutron activator, and part of it's going into this isotopic centrifuge. Why do we have both? Well, in order for us to get to the antimatter part of this, if we go here and look, we need to make the SPS, the supercritical phase shifter. And in order to do that, we need polonium pellets and plutonium pellets. So we could either set this up twice or try this out and see how it goes. We're going to try this out and see how it goes. So, but I've got these one line coming out here into this pressurized reaction chamber. We have fluorite dust going in here. We've got water going in here. Water's being pumped in the bottom. The fluorite dust is being pumped into the back. I have this trash can set up. This should get rid of the nuclear waste. Should. It worked in all the mods to the sky. So, we're going to hope that works. So, the polonium will come in here, mix with the fluorite dust, make us the polonium pellets. It will be imported into our system. We've got a network receiver. We've got another one set up at home. All that should be good to go. Same thing on this side. This is going to take the nuclear waste and turn it into plutonium. And then the plutonium mixed with the fluorite dust will make the plutonium pellets. Same thing, we get the spent nuclear waste. It should go into this trash can. We've got fluorite dust going in the back here, and of course the importer and all this stuff. So everything should be set and ready to go. All we should have to do now is to give this guy some gas. So we want this set to that. Side config. Gases, we want output set to all of them. Let's set this to, that should be getting. Alright, it is full of fissile fuel. So now, we should be able to hit start or activate. And this guy should work. It should be working. Everything should be going. We're getting steam built up. Waste is emptying out. Steam should not be building up. Let's try, what do we have there? That's that. Let's try a different pipe. There is a pipe for heat. So let's try that. Should have, no. Let's try just this one. That's not going to go into there. I've got to keep an eye on that. Alright, so I messed up the last clip of this where we got all this going. So let's go over this. So this guy's running, and it's running decently well. So we've got our gas, our fissile fuel coming from our compact machine through a quantum entangler porter into our reactor. Beautiful. We've got water going into it. Back here, we want to be able to be sure to be able to keep it full of water. This is probably a bit overkill because we're not burning a lot of it right now. The problem that we have at the moment is fissile fuel. We're generating 2 millibuckets, and that's all we can burn without burning through what we've got. And I don't want to do that just yet. So, but we got one of these going into a solar neutron activator. It is making polonium. And the polonium's coming over here to the pressurized reaction chamber. We've got water going into it, fluorite dust coming in, and it's being turned into the polonium pellets, which is nice. Everything is set up. We've got a network receiver from refined storage. I've got these guys set for autocraft. Everything's being pumped in and then put right back into our storage system. Got power. This setup is about as crude as can be, but you can only do so much with the size of these things. So it's kind of how we had to set it up. Over here, we've got an isotopic centrifuge. This one right now, if with the way that we're burning fuel right now, it's not burning it fast enough to fill up both of them. If I come in here and change the burn rate to like 4, it is burning double what we're producing, but we are collecting both of them at a time. So I've got to keep an eye on this. I may go back and work on making it to where we are creating more fuel, but everything's working. We've got the steam coming out of here into a liquid trash can that is taking care of that, and both of these create the spent nuclear waste. It has no use at all, but you can run it into the liquid trash can and it gets rid of it. So this thing is going, it's running, it's doing everything we need it to do, and we're keeping up with all the different stuff, which means it's still going to do its thing. Now, we need, the reason why we done both of these is in order to get our antimatter, we have got to make the antimatter, or make the supercritical phase shifter. And in order to make this guy, of course, we need polonium for it, but in order to make these guys, we need plutonium. So we need about 1.5 stacks of plutonium, which means we're going to need like 5 stacks of the polonium. So the way that it's running right now, not necessarily too bad. I wonder if I set this to 3. That's not going to take much out of there, but is it enough to get some going over here? It is. All right, we'll roll with that. But the good news is this is probably going to kill us. We've got plutonium pellets. That didn't give us a... Plutonium's not even on the list of stuff that we actually need to get, but the polonium is. Quest complete. That's going to give us one more. Ooh. So we've got the quest for the solar neutron activator and quantum entangler porter, which gives us another one, which is nice. So now that we've got the polonium pellets taken care of, we can actually get into making the mech suit, which is a awesome set of armor. We've got a lot of stuff to do with polonium, which is one of the reasons why we need a bunch of polonium. This guy, I mean, we've got everything that, more or less, everything on this side of here, we need polonium for. So, that is what we're going to do. We're going to get enough plutonium. I think the plutonium, the only thing we need it for is, to make those. We can make the reprocessed fuel. which we're going to have to eventually do to get that guy, which is no biggie. We can take care of that. We'll just save a few extra for it. So, but like I said, we need a couple stacks of the plutonium. I let this thing run for a while. We should be able to come back. We should have it, and we'll be good to go. So I think that we still got a couple other quests to complete. Miscellaneous. What did we complete? Oh, I made gas pipes. That quest is complete. Mechanism. We've got our fission reactor completed. So we still got 2 more multi-block structures. This is one of them I would love to get figured out. I have never made the mechanism reactor, and with us being able to make and do stuff the way we want to, we should be able to do that fairly easily. So yeah, that is a thing. Refined storage, fluid grid. We'll talk about that. I was trying to figure out making whether or not the solar panels were here would work here. I was working on creating solar panels, and I was trying to hook up water to craft with the solar panels, because in order to make solar panels, we need a bunch of rusty iron, and to make rusty iron we need water buckets, and we cannot craft. That is actually good to know. We can just set this up. We cannot craft these guys with water buckets with just being hooked up. Like I can't figure it out. Like we used to do with the applied energistics, with it being able to use water in place of a bucket, all that good stuff. So, but yeah, like I said, this thing's going. We're not getting any damage or burn rate. Once we get to the point of having enough plutonium, we'll kill that. We'll put another solar neutron activator in here. We'll burn through what fissile fuel we have left, and we'll run with that. But for now, that is where we are at. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.